You've been preparing for your SSA AGPA interview like a pro, STAR method down, experience is polished, and then a writing exercise lands in your lap. Scared? Don't be. I'm here to help you ace it and shine. Welcome back, SOW Rick crew. If life's feeling like a Stranger Things episode with that surprise writing test creeping up on you, don't panic. Here on SOW Rick, we're all about helping you land those California state jobs and promotions. Today, I'll show you how to handle that writing assignment like 11. Calm, cool, and full of power, let's turn that test into your next big career move. In this video, we'll cover everything you need to know about crafting a stellar statement of work, SOW. We'll start by breaking down why SOWs are crucial and what makes them tick. Then we'll dive into the nitty-gritty. We'll dissect the assignment, focusing on the specific scenario you're likely to encounter. We'll reveal the 5 essential pillars of every great SOW. We'll guide you through constructing each part of your SOW masterpiece. We'll explore important questions to ask and potential pitfalls to avoid. Finally, we'll arm you with pro tips to make your SOW shine. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools and confidence to tackle any SOW writing assignment that comes your way in your state job interview. Let's get started. Picture this, you're in charge of maintaining a massive department facility. Sounds important, right? But here's the catch. Your instructions are about as clear as a foggy San Francisco morning. Yikes, before you know it, chaos takes over. The lawns have become overgrown, the trash is piling up, and let's not even start on those clogged drains. This mess? It's all because of a poorly written statement of work, or SOW for short. That's why we're here today, folks. A solid SOW is like a good GPS. It keeps everyone on the right track and heading towards the same destination. It's the roadmap that tells contractors exactly what needs to be done, when, and how. Without it, well, let's just say things can go south pretty fast. Now you might be wondering, SOQ Rick, why is the department making me take this SOW writing test? Great question. Here's the deal. By having you write an SOW, they're trying to assess several key skills: your ability to communicate clearly and precisely in writing, your attention to detail and organizational skills, your capacity to anticipate potential issues and plan accordingly, your understanding of project management principles. In essence, they want to see if you can translate complex ideas into actionable plans. It's a way for the department to gauge how you'd perform in real-world scenarios where clear communication and thorough planning are crucial. But don't worry, by the time we're done here, you'll be crafting SOWs like a seasoned pro. We're going to break it all down, step by step. You'll learn what makes a great SOW tick, how to structure it, and the secret sauce that'll make your SOW stand out from the crowd. So buckle up, we're about to dive into the world of SOWs. Trust us, it's more exciting than it sounds, and mastering this skill could be your ticket to acing that state job interview. Ready to become an SOW superstar? Let's get started. Alright team, let's roll up our sleeves and dive into our assignment. We've got a real-world scenario to tackle, and it's all about lot maintenance. Exciting stuff, right? Well, it is when you know how to nail it. First up, let's break down what we're dealing with. Services needed, you guessed it, lot maintenance. We're talking about keeping things neat and tidy. Where's this happening? At a department facility. Could be anything from a DMV to the state capitol. When? We're looking at a 1-year contract. That's 365 days of keeping things shipshape. What's on the to-do list? We've got lawn care, debris removal, and making sure those drains stay clear. No one likes a flooded parking lot. Now, here's where the magic happens. Every rock-solid SOW is built on 5 key pillars. Think of them as the foundation of your SOW house. Miss one and the whole thing might come tumbling down. Now, a full-fledged SOW can have many components, including purpose, location of work, applicable standards, acceptance criteria, and special requirements. We'll show you an example of a complete SOW later. But for this video, we're going to focus on the 5 key pillars that form the backbone of any great SOW. These are the elements you'll most likely need to nail in your interview writing test. So let's dive into scope of work, the what. This is where we spell out exactly what needs to be done. No vague terms allowed. Deliverables, the show me, what does a job well done look like? We're talking specifics here, folks. Timeline, the when. From kickoff to wrap up, we map out the whole journey. Responsibilities, the who does what. Clarity is key. Who's mowing the lawn? Who's calling the shots? Payment terms, these show me the money. How and when is the contractor getting paid? It's not just about the work, it's about the reward too. Remember, a great SOW leaves no room for confusion. It's like a well-oiled machine, every part working together to get the job done right. In the next section, we'll show you how to put these pieces together to create your SOW masterpiece. Stay tuned. Alright, SOW Rick crew, it's time to put pen to paper and create our SOW masterpiece. We'll tackle each pillar one by one, turning our lot maintenance project into a crystal clear plan. Scope of work. Let's talk about keeping those lots spick and span. Here's where we get specific. We're not just saying maintain the lot. Oh no, we're spelling it out. We're talking weekly mowing, monthly pruning, and daily litter pickup. Don't forget about those pesky leaves in the fall. Remember, the more detailed we are here, the smoother the job will run. Deliverables. What does job well done look like? Let's paint that picture. This is where we define success. We want grass no taller than 3 inches, shrubs neatly trimmed, and 0 litter on the ground. Oh, and those drains? They should be clear enough to handle a California downpour. Paint a vivid picture so there's no doubt about what's expected. Timeline. From kickoff to victory lap. Let's map out this journey. We've got a year-long contract, but let's break it down. Weekly mowing from March to November, monthly drain checks, and quarterly deep cleans. Don't forget to factor in any state inspections or special events. A clear timeline keeps everyone on track and accountable. Responsibilities. Who's on first? Let's assign those roles. Time to delegate. The contractor handles the day-to-day maintenance, but who's their point of contact at the facility? Who approves any extra work or handles emergencies? Spell it out here to avoid any not my job scenarios down the line. Payment terms. How's the money changing hands? Last but not least, let's talk cash. Are we paying monthly, quarterly? Is there a bonus for exceeding expectations or penalties for falling short? Be clear about payment amounts, schedules, and any conditions. After all, everyone likes to know when payday is coming. Remember folks, a well-crafted SOW is like a good recipe. Mix these ingredients in the right proportions, and you'll cook up a contract that's clear, fair, and gets the job done right. Next up, we'll look at some key questions to consider and potential pitfalls to avoid. Stay with us. Alright, SOW Rick crew, we're almost there, but hold your horses before you start dotting those I's and crossing those T's. There's one more crucial step in creating a stellar SOW. Asking questions. Now, you might be thinking, but SOW Rick, I've covered everything. Well, let me tell you, clarification is about to become your new best friend. It's like double-checking your GPS before a road trip. It might save you from ending up in the wrong state. The power of asking. Why clarification is your new best friend. Asking questions isn't a sign of weakness, it's a mark of thoroughness. It shows you're really thinking about the job and all its angles. Plus, it can save you from major headaches down the road. Remember, there's no such thing as a dumb question when it comes to SOWs. Pop quiz, what would you ask? Let's play a little game. If you were writing this SOW, what questions would you ask? Here are a few to get your gears turning. What specific cleaning standards apply to the parking areas? Are there any local regulations for debris disposal we need to know about? How often should we perform drain maintenance? Monthly? After every heavy rain? Are there any areas of the property that need special attention or treatment? What's the protocol for handling unexpected issues like storm damage? Watch out for potential pitfalls and blind spots. Now, let's talk about some common SOW pitfalls. Vague language, words like regular or as needed can lead to misunderstandings. Be specific. Overlooking details, don't assume anything. If it's important, spell it out. Ignoring contingencies. What happens if there's a drought or a particularly rainy season? Forgetting about regulations. Make sure your SOW complies with all relevant laws and standards. Neglecting to define terms. What you call landscaping might mean something different to someone else. Remember, a little extra thought now can save a lot of trouble later. It's like measure twice, cut once, but for contracts. In our next section, we'll share some pro tips to really make your SOW shine. Stay tuned because these nuggets of wisdom might just be what sets you apart in that interview. Alright, SOW Rick crew, you've made it to the bonus round. These pro tips are like the secret sauce that'll take your SOW from good to great. So lean in close. This is the stuff that'll make you shine in that interview. Crystal clear, no room for maybe in this document. First up, Clarity is king. Your SOW should be so clear that even your great-aunt Mildred, who doesn't know a weed whacker from a watering can, could understand it. Avoid jargon, ditch the ambiguity, and be specific. Instead of saying maintain the grounds, say mow the lawn to a height of 2 to 3 inches every Wednesday. See the difference? One leaves room for interpretation, the other leaves room for nothing but action. Measure up. If you can't measure it, rethink it. Here's a golden rule. If you can't measure it, you can't manage it. Every task in your SOW should have a measurable outcome. Clean the parking lot is vague. Remove all visible litter and power wash the parking lot monthly gives you something to measure against. This approach not only clarifies expectations, but also makes it easier to assess performance. It's like giving yourself a ruler to measure success. And in the world of SOWs, that's pure gold. Zen and the art of consistency. Keep that timeline and scope in harmony. Last but not least, let's talk about consistency. Your SOW should read like a well-orchestrated symphony, not a jumble of mismatched notes. Make sure your timeline aligns perfectly with your scope of work. If you're asking for weekly mowing, your timeline better reflect that. If you want quarterly deep cleans, those should be clearly marked in your schedule. Consistency between different sections of your SOW shows attention to detail and thorough planning. Qualities that'll make you stand out in any interview. Remember, crafting a stellar SOW is like building a house. These pro tips are your top-of-the-line tools. Use them wisely, and you'll construct an SOW that's rock solid, crystal clear, and impressive to any interviewer. Next up, we'll do a quick recap of everything we've covered. Stay with us. You're almost at the finish line. All right, SOQ Rick crew, let's do a quick refresh on what we've learned today. Here are your key takeaways. SOWs are crucial for clear communication and successful project execution. The 5 pillars of a stellar SOW are scope of work, deliverables, timeline, responsibilities, and payment terms. Be specific and detailed when constructing each part of your SOW. Always ask clarifying questions and consider potential pitfalls. Pro tips. Aim for crystal clarity, make everything measurable, and maintain consistency throughout your SOW. Keep these points in mind, and you'll be well on your way to crafting top-notch SOWs. Now that we've recapped, let's wrap this up. Memory lane, quick flashback of our SOW journey. We've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? We kicked things off by understanding why SOWs matter. Remember our chaotic department facility? Then we broke down the 5 pillars of a stellar SOW. Scope of work, deliverables, timeline, responsibilities, and payment terms. We walked through constructing each part of your SOW masterpiece, tackled some tricky questions and considerations, and even shared some pro tips to really make your SOW shine. Action, now it's your turn. So what's next? Well, it's time for you to take the wheel. You've got all the tools you need to craft an SOW that'll knock the socks off any interviewer. Remember, practice makes perfect. Why not try writing an SOW for a project around your home? It could be for hiring a painter or even planning a family reunion. The more you practice, the more natural it'll become. And hey, if this video helped you feel more confident about tackling SOWs, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. But don't stop there. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with any questions you have about SOWs or share your own tips for writing them. Your input could help fellow job seekers ace their interviews too. Golden Nugget, your SOW roadmap. Before we go, here's one last golden nugget to take with you. A great SOW reads like a roadmap, clear, direct, and gets you where you need to go. It should leave no room for wrong turns or misinterpretations. If someone can read your SOW and know exactly what needs to be done, when, how, and by whom, congratulations, you've nailed it. Remember, the SOQ Rick crew is always here to help you navigate the twists and turns of state job applications and interviews. Keep practicing, keep learning, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. You've got this. Until next time, this is SOQ Rick signing off. Go out there and write those SOWs like a boss.